It is not news that sometimes events occur that require rules in several sports to change. Sports are almost constantly evolving, and that's fine. The NBA changes its regulations every once in a while, but some players have changed them because they hacked the game. From Wilt Chamberlain and his dominance in the paint to Kobe Bryant's scoring prowess, these players have been true legends of the game. They not only entertained us with their incredible skills, but also pushed the boundaries of basketball, forcing the NBA to make changes and evolve over time. I know most of you don't know that many of the most basic rules of modern basketball were created as counters to Wilt Chamberlain's abilities. He was so dominant that the league had to find a way to stop him. Weird, isn't it? Wilt's stats were simply mind-blowing. If you're a fan of NBA 2K, you know what I mean when I say they read like video game stats. Wilt once scored 100 points in a single game. Yes, you heard that right. 100 points in an NBA game against the New York Knicks in the 1962 NBA season. But that was then. Currently, a young basketball player who by most projections will be selected first overall in the 2023 NBA draft might have already started altering the rules of the league. Some analysts say he's the biggest prospect since LeBron, and some do actually believe that 18-year-old LeBron would have gone number 2 in a draft with this kid. But before we dive into his story, let's dive into the past and discover the major NBA rule changes that have been shaped by players. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of our channel. George Mikan and Wilt goaltending. First off is goaltending, as some of you call it, basketball interference. Anyone who has seen basketball is aware that goaltending is not permitted either on offense or defense. Defensive goaltending was outlawed by the league back in 1945, but it wasn't until 1956 that offensive goaltending was prohibited. At 6'10", George Mikan was the most athletic big man basketball player ever, and he used his height and athleticism to give his team an unbeatable advantage. He was known for knocking balls away as they went to the hoop, a skill he developed as early as his college days at DePaul University. I think it was amazing that Mikan was so dominant that the rules were actually revised in an attempt to bring him down. But even more incredible is the fact that those same rules were changed again for Wilt in another attempt to reduce his dominance. The league believed that Wilt's dominance was making certain offense setups too simple, giving bigger players a clear edge. And in an effort to level the playing field, the league decided to ban the interference that allowed for these simple plays. This change resulted in fewer rebounds, eliminating a crucial aspect of the game. Free throw line. Wilt. Who else again if not Wilt? Wilt the Stilt was a monster on the court, standing at an impressive 7 feet 1 inch tall, with a wingspan of 7 feet 8 inches wide. Teams struggled to guard him, and he dominated every game he played. Now, the only thing that Wilt couldn't do was shoot free throws. He even tried Rick Barry's famous underhand technique, but nothing seemed to work. Now, here's how he created an advantage for himself. He would throw the ball off the backboard and later dunk it over everybody on his last free throw. Impressive, isn't it? Just imagine LeBron and Giannis doing it currently in the NBA. That's mad. This was not fair at all in the eyes of the NBA, and this led to a change in the NBA rulebook. This is that the player who is shooting the free throw cannot go forward in front of the free throw line during the course of the free throw shot, therefore curbing Wilt's extraordinary free throws. The adoption of the three-point line. This change has had a greater influence on the NBA's evolution than any other change in the history of the game. As hand-checking became more and more scrutinized, it was finally outlawed, leaving a void in the game. But then, the three-point line was introduced and changed everything. Gifted shooters like Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, Steve Kerr, Ray Allen, and most recently, Stephen Curry were given the chance to shine. They were now able to excel at what they did best, and the game was forever changed. The NBA's objectives were simple: to promote more offense and speed up play to accommodate some of the greatest players in history. And what better way to do that than by introducing the three-point line? Without the three-point line, the high-octane offenses and Stephen Curry's transformation of the NBA as we know it today would not exist. This adjustment increased scoring significantly and paved the way for the modern NBA that we know. Today, all teams place a huge emphasis on three-point shooting, but it wasn't always like that. Before this adjustment, no matter how far away you shoot the basket, you only receive 2 points. This change not only made the game more exciting, but it also opened up a whole new world of offensive strategies that we see in the league currently. New rule change? Now to the 19-year-old sensation who is already changing the NBA rules without even having played a single game. Meet Victor Wembanyama, a 7'4" big man with an 8-foot wingspan. He is dominating the France Betclic Elite LNB Pro A, making it more reassuring that he is ready to make an impact in the NBA from day one. I know you're wondering, what is this that Wembanyama is already altering? Don't worry, I got you. In basketball terms, it's tanking. This is the act of losing games intentionally in order to improve your chances of getting a higher draft pick. And it has been a serious problem in this league. Of the 4 major American sports, basketball is the one that is most impacted by the addition of a single player. And this is due to the heliocentric nature of the game. That is, that one player can have a huge impact on the outcome of a game. And this is where the problem of tanking comes in. If you got someone like LeBron James, your franchise skyrockets overnight. The financial rewards are immediately enormous, and the competitive ones often follow. Currently, teams are in a tank race to see who will get the draft rights for Victor Wembanyama. And it's not just getting the first pick that matters. With every spot you rise on the board, control over your destiny increases. In 2009, the Golden State Warriors famously drafted Stephen Curry, who turned out to be the LeBron-like franchise changer from that class, at number 7 overall.
So, Splash Bros. We are here. Hey, Clay, how many we got? Count them out.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. And we about to be on a boat.
But what most of you don't know is that the New York Knicks, who drafted number 8, were also after Curry. A few more losses, and maybe they jump one spot and get him. And just like that, it's New York and not the Warriors, who potentially turn into a title factory.
Pop the collars.
Got the fresh cut.
My manly facial hair, I just grew that in recently.
And this turn of events hasn't gone unnoticed by the NBA board. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver recently said the league has put teams on notice and will pay particular attention to tanking this season. He also noted that the league has even discussed the possibility of implementing a promotion and relegation system. Silver then acknowledged straight away that promotion and relegation was not feasible and therefore would not be happening. It would so disrupt our business model. And even if you took 2 teams up from the G League, they wouldn't be equipped to compete in the NBA, Silver said. While promotion and relegation isn't the answer, it's notable that Silver called tanking a serious issue and admitted the league is exploring whether the current draft format is the best setup. Silver also added that it's something we have to watch for. A draft is, in principle, a good system. I get it, especially when there is a sense that a once-in-a-generation player is coming along, like we have this year. Teams are smarter, they are creative, and they respond. We move, they move. So we're always looking to see whether there's yet a better system. When a talent like Wembanyama becomes available, Silver and the organization will find a way to keep the league competitive. Just think about it. This once-in-a-lifetime prospect has had the NBA organization think about changing the rules that will alter the entire game. It's ridiculous. I want to hear your opinions. Do you think there are any changes that need to be made to the NBA rules, even if relegation doesn't happen? And what do you think about the impact that Wembanyama could have on the NBA once he steps onto the court? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more NBA updates. Until next time, take care.